couple very lemon lists indeed.
This is sort of a new combo that I haven't seen.
You get a free hero combat as well.
Vince has what? 5 free combats.
It's more interesting than most lists, right? Because there's so many heroes.
And I want to see if, Ghost is good.
I mean, I'd be scared of it.
Oh.
Sam, you're literally Frodo right now.
He's the hero
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 69, a very special milestone indeed there of the Gollum's Gamers podcast, where today we're back with another GBHL 100 preview episode, and we're going to be covering the very first tournament that we're hosting, the Lemon Cup, which we've been promoting endlessly over the last few months, and it's finally here. So today we'll be going over some statistics for the event and reviewing some of the lists. Now, tickets are still available for the event, so if you're suddenly free this coming weekend, then be sure to check out the event page, links down in the description. Now, I'm also going to be live streaming at the event all weekend long. I had a really great time live streaming Ardacon last month, so check out those streams if you haven't seen them already for an idea sort of what to expect. But I really do hope to see everyone over on the stream this weekend here on our YouTube channel. But tonight I'm joined by Ash, Adam and Vince. As always, you can find us on Instagram and Spotify by following the links in the description down below, and also please consider subscribing to us here on YouTube. So Ash, I wanted to hand over to you to begin with, because you'll be TOing at the event. Could you start by telling us sort of what's unique about the Lemon Cup?
Of course. Thank you, Elliot. I've got my 2-minute allotted time slot to talk to the viewers about this.
Rapid fire.
So basically, the Lemon Cup, what's unique about it is we've got a really epic dice reroll that every player gets every game, and you can use it for any one of their own dice rolls that isn't a roll off. So when life gives you lemons and you've rolled those 8 dice to get a 6, you can use that one epic reroll to see if you can get the 6. Or if you do roll a 1 on your strike, fear not, because it means you can re-roll that strike and get a higher number. The other thing is we've got a really cool lemon side quest where the person who has the most models around a randomly placed lemon character gains that lemon character, and the person who's in possession of the most of these characters at the end of the tournament becomes the next hero of lemon. So you will dethrone Sam and claim that title. It's also a high point event, so 777 points, because if you spell out the word lemon in Scrabble, you get 7. So there's a little bit of
that's some breaking news there. Yeah, because we hadn't actually told anyone that was the so you're now revealing the secrets.
I thought there was another reason, actually. Is it not? You know, in those slot machines, and it's like 7 is the lemon.
That is also quite
That's groundbreaking discovery. Yeah, yes.
Those who spend too much money on the fruity. Yeah.
That's it.
We've also got epic lemon goodie bags where you can get some exclusive Lemon Cup and Gollum's Gamer merchandise. Indeed. So, yeah, it'll be a good one. Come along. If not, we look forward to seeing you on the stream and then in 2026.
Lovely. Okay, so that is the Lemon Cup. So let's kick things off, though, by looking at some statistics for the event. So kicking things off with the army statistics then, in the top spot with a joint 4-way tie with 3 appearances, we have the Depths of Moria, Halls of Thranduil, Men of the West, and Minas Morgul. In a 5-way tie for second place with 2 appearances, we have Defenders of the Pelennor, Khazad-dûm, Lothlorien, Return of the King, and the Usurpers of Edoras, and then obviously a load of other army lists after that. So any initial takeaways? Let's hand over to the TO to begin with. Ashley Walker, what are your thoughts on this one?
I would like to open the question to the floor, which is, we've heard a lot of talk about Depths of Moria being the best list in the game at the moment. We've also heard that about Army of the White Hand and spamming birds. So, Adam and Vince, why do you think Depths at this event has taken the joint top spot, whereas Army of the White Hand is only down on 1 appearance?
You guys have to now hand the question back to Ash again, and then we'll just keep
for me
going.
to answer.
Adam, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I think the question is more why is there only one army of the White Hand? I think it's because people are just a little bit bored of it now.
Yeah.
Obviously, people know it's going to do well. Same with Depths of Moria, but I guess the three Depths of Moria players just didn't have any other armies to use, right? So maybe they're just being unoriginal.
I think it's more because you can use the when life gives you lemons reroll, which would be much more useful with a Balrog. As obviously
Yeah,
you
no,
can't do anything about his
definitely,
dice.
definitely. But I still think more people would have taken Army of the White Hand if this was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
So
now you've got some of those players taking usurpers as well. I mean, there's only one more, but like there seems to have been more of a shift in the last like month or so to some people taking usurpers because it's lots of the same sort of hill tribesmen and Crebain obviously as well.
you could argue that White Hand drops off a little bit after 700. I think 700 is no 600 is probably its peak. 700 is still really good, but then above that,
Yeah, towards 8.
it does tail off a little bit. It's still really strong, but maybe people kind of want to pick different armies above those points limits. And depth is just, even if you get to 1,000 points, it's still like super strong. You just take more goblins.
Depths is always good.
Yeah, depth is just always good. But interesting, you say people might want to use the lemon reroll for like a duel, for example. Do you think it's better to save it for something that's more likely to give you a benefit? Like, for example, if you're really unlucky and then you want to re-roll something that's really unlucky versus I'm pushing for a 6.
I think the reason the Balrog works quite nicely with it is because, say you whiff and you roll, it's not unlikely that with your 4 dice you roll a 4 high and your opponent shields and rolls a 5. You know that you will win with the Balrog being fight 10 against almost anything if you use that reroll and get, a higher dice roll.
Whereas,
So you're searching for a 5 then?
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily mean just searching for a 6, like a 5. Or if you completely whiff with the Balrog and they've also whiffed a little bit.
Well, even if you are I think because the Balrog has the free hurt combat, has all the massive monster abilities, and the fact that he's fight 10, it means that if you can get that 6, you can do so much stuff with him, as opposed to other models in the game that might not be as powerful to win that duel.
It's really funny though because all the practice games I've played, I've never remembered the lemon reroll. Like, just never remembered it. So I'm gonna have to find a way to like remind myself.
It's the best
I'll
bit.
be announcing it at the start of every game. Do you know, Vince? That is actually, I might in the goodie bags for each player, I might create a little reminder card that's like, when life gives you lemons.
No, you should give them like a little token or something that you like throw down. Like,
yeah, like a dice or a token. Yeah.
Here's my reroll.
Here's my reroll card. I've only got 6 days to make those, so that was probably.
We've said it now on the podcast, so
I can do it.
you better get making.
Like, I can see a lot of people forgetting. Like,
yeah.
That'd be cool.
But no surprise, really. Yeah, see, obviously, Depths like Halls has done super good the last few months on the MESBG monthly episodes that we've been doing. We've been talking about Halls a lot. Men of the West as well. Obviously, towards like the 800 mark, we can get like Aragorn, Leggy, Gimli or a captain. You can go more spam Minas Tirith, and there's different sorts of ways that you can run it, but that's been really strong at higher points. And then Minas Morgul as well. I mean, is it something we've seen loads and loads of, but I think the last couple months I've seen some more players sort of taking it a bit more.
It's got 100 winning potential, doesn't it? And especially
exactly.
Go ahead, Vince, sorry.
No, I was saying I'm quite surprised it's the joint most common list. I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, with those, exactly.
Because I did consider Minas Morgul. Sorry, I did consider Minas Morgul, but then changed my mind. Go on, Ash.
It's got where a lot of the legacy profiles has come out. I think that being able to add Kardash into the mix, and having that dual caster who's cheap and also synergizes really well with a Witch King on Fell Beast, kind of requiring some additional will if necessary. And also it allows you to have that combination of using the Witch King to Compeller model, then Kardash comes in and Flame Bursts,
Yeah.
etc. It gives you more of a play. And also, like, for example, you can see Khazad-dûm there. Defenders of the Pelennor, which I'm assuming is Ghosts. Men of the West, High Defense. The Wounding on Courage is, again, kind of becoming better, I think.
Yeah.
To quickly go back to your earlier point, Vince, about when you use your reroll throughout the tournament, I think you save it for either last turn priority or if you need to win a strike or something like that.
Yeah, I think if you're using it in the first half of the game, it'd better be something that is going to win you that game. Really, contest and you've ran your leaders in turn 1 or something, and like you're surrounded or something. Something like that.
You can use it for priority reroll, even though that's a roll off.
No, because it's your roll.
It's
for
your
priority.
roll.
Okay, so if it's one dice which determines like who gets it. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
that's like a neutral dice. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't reroll like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 good, or if the game ends. Those are the joint rolls. But if it's your dice roll, your strike, your priority, then you can.
Can you use it for the board off?
Oh, that'd be a priority. So yeah.
That could be the earliest use.
But is that has the game started at that point? Is it like actually?
Yeah, you're rolling, right?
I might have to confirm and go back to my fellow TOs.
Because doesn't the game
reaction is yes.
Doesn't the game start when you roll turn 1 prior? I don't know.
It's like one side's got this cursed deep water.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. But yeah, looking at the rest of the list as well, there's a Paths of Druidan, which was something I hadn't seen in quite a while. The Woses. I don't know how that's different in this new edition. Is it just Woses spam, or is there like Rohirrim you have to take with it now? I don't know.
So it's different now. You can take Woses like with any warband, I think. Whereas before you could only take it with Gambrigan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's a spam Woses list or if there's Rohan in it.
You can take silly versions of this where you just take like Gambling for the Banner. I think you have to take Theoden and Gumbrigan, and you just take absolute like tons of the little.
Fair, I can check actually. Oh no, it is a mix. Yeah, it's got Theoden, Gambrigan, Aemir, and Derwine. So there's quite a lot of Rohan in there, all mounted. Yeah, so 32 models. Yeah, there's a Khan down there as well. The comeback is that Sam as the ringer, Ash, with Khan?
It is not. I do know who that is, and I think it's a very lemon. It is no, it isn't. It's a very lemon choice because chariots in this edition are good, and I can attest that because I've actually played them.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, good. Khan is a pretty vicious army, actually.
It is very efficient, and I do have a response from Sam. Of course, you can, just like I said. So you can use it, Vince, if you want to in Maelstrom.
Fair enough. Okay. Any final thoughts on the army statistics before we move on? That's about it. Okay. So we shall move on though to the leader statistics. So in the in the top spot, the Witch King storming ahead by one selection there.
Glory.
Now the reason for that was the host of the Witch King. There was a host of the Witch King list in there. So with 4 appearances in a 3-way tie for 3rd place, we have the Balrog, King Elisar, and Thranduil from those 3 respective lists. After that, we have Durin from Khazad-dûm, Freka from Usurpers, and so on. 2 leggies in there, which may be a little bit of foreshadowing for later. Any takeaways on this? There's a Meriadoc Brandybuck down there, Ash, which I thought you would be amused to see.
I do like that a lot. We may even have exclusive 4-inch lemon cup widgets just for some hobbits. You know, that's
he's already promoting the merch.
Goodie bag we've got.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the? I mean, I'm sort of interested for the viewers. Let us know if you want to keep on seeing leader statistics, because my take is that now in the new edition compared to the old edition, you're not as like flexible with what leaders you can take really. So like, is there really? I don't know. Do you enjoy seeing the leader statistics? I don't know. Let us know in the comments, because
I think
I'm just not sure.
It's kind of interesting because obviously it's less important than it was, because some lists are just auto take which leader that you have to use. However, like the Legolas pick at 2, that's quite interesting because that could potentially be from a few different armies.
Where are the Striders from? Oh, the Return of the Kings. It's just I look at the top 8 there, and you just know that 8 of them are from those lists, Or no, sorry, 7 of them.
I can see that. I mean, it tells you a little bit. I think it's nice to look at. I don't think it's worth. I think it's a nice stat to have. I don't think it's worth spending too much time talking about because
there's not actually like that much. That's it. So, but let us know, viewers, your thoughts. But okay, we'll leave it there, and we shall start looking at some of the lists. So, first of all, we're going to be looking at Lurtz's Scouts list here. So it's a 50 model list at 773 points. I'm not quite sure what the limitation was with that, but the heroes. So it's obviously led by Lurtz with shield. He has Ugluk, 2 Uruk-hai Scout captains, and a drummer in there, and then he has 2 banners as well. And then how many bows he got? 4, 8, 12, 15 bows plus Lurtz, so 16 bows, and then a load of Uruks with shield. So the reason why I thought we would sort of include this one is that we've recently seen Lurtz's Scouts win a GBHL 100. And Adam, I think I remember you saying it was used at a Spanish tournament, sort of quite early on in the edition. I think it won a Spanish tournament, I believe, or something. I remember you saying, yeah. So I thought it would be a good time to include there. So Adam, I'll hand over to you. Thoughts on Lurtz's Scouts in the new edition?
Yeah, so the tournament I'm talking about, it won a 600 pointer back in first week of January or end of December or something last year. I don't know. At 777 points, it's a bit different to maybe 600, right?
Yeah.
The drummer's excellent. The fact you got no spears is the main problem, right? But I think this is a real skirmish list. You just make a massive U shape and you just shoot them and then in you go. That you're drumming even when you're charging. Like you're just drumming every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I just think with like 50 models, like that's a pretty good spot to hit.
Yeah.
And then compared to Ugluk Scouts, which I've been using a little bit more lately, like it's sort of, do you take the drum? Like you sort of don't in most lower points situations because it doesn't affect the orcs that are in the list. But in this, I mean, you're hitting everything with the drum every time you use it, so you're just super fast. High model count, fight for, like Lurtz is pretty good now as well. So
I think this is quite a scary list to face, right? Because it's got good shooting, and although the Uruk-hai bows are only 18 inches, with the drum, they're effectively 23.5. Is that right? Moving, so they're basically the same as regular
22.5, I think.
22.5.
Yeah.
So they're almost as good as regular bows, and they're strength 3. And there's a whole
load 23. Yeah.
You can also, with the sort of wrapping playstyle that they have, if there is choke points, your opponent's feeling very good about it because obviously their shield and spear line in a choke point is gonna beat this. But if there is, with the drum ability for the person with Lurtz's Scouts to get around the back and start attacking the spear supports with the double banner, and the Uruk-hai Scout captains fight 5, so they're pretty good at grinding through troops. It's quite scary.
Well, Ash, how is the terrain at the Lemon Cup? Do you think this list might have the opportunity to execute such maneuvers?
Well, there's going to be a good amount of terrain. Whether or not there's enough terrain to stop 50 11-inch moving Uruk-hai,
yes.
you'd need Helm's Deep to sort of wall them off properly, right?
Yeah. I would like to use
Lurtz's Scouts.
Yeah, I would like to use Lurtz's Scouts compared to Ugluks. I just think like being able to drum everything just for free everywhere all the time and just strength for everywhere. It seems like a pretty fun list. And with Lurtz also having the heroic combat now, I think he's a lot more fun.
He's actually good now.
Yeah, he's a lot more fun than he was last edition, I think, as a leader to have, for sure. Vince, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's a good list. Fight 4, strength 4, everywhere. Move 8, yeah, it's fast. Yeah, I mean, we've already touched on
Yeah.
And everything really why it's good. The solid
It's
list.
just-
50 models
yeah.
is decent numbers. Yeah.
I liked. I remember earlier you used to do the model count stat tracker. That
Yes.
one I really enjoyed last. When we used to do these because
Yeah.
I don't quite know how overwhelming
stacks
50
up.
models
That's
is.
a good point.
If the average is like 38, you're thinking, wow, that's a lot. Whereas if the average is more like 44, it's not as.
I guess
good,
looking
you know?
at last edition, I guess 50 models even last edition would still be pretty high for roughly 750,
I think-
800. But now obviously the model counts has gone down slightly. So
I think 50 is decent if you're strength 4, fight 4 everywhere. They're not orcs.
Vince,
Yeah.
So
were
I
you?
think and you got 2 banners.
yeah,
Yeah, the double banner is another thing. I think you do need a double banner though, right? Because you haven't got any spear support.
yeah.
Vince, when were you potentially writing Goblin Town for the 11 Cup?
I did think about it, yes.
You did dabble. How many models did you get?
I think that was 90,
90. Fuck
90.
it out.
I think.
So that's
You sent me a list that was 96.
Was it 96? Yeah, it's even yeah. It was
That's a proper
96.
horde.
Yeah. Loads of goblins.
okay.
And honestly,
that just puts it in context.
I mean, yeah, as I said,
Of what
these
could
are
happen.
high, goblins are a bit different. But yeah, I mean, I think Goblin Town, people have slept on it a little bit. I know they've all gone up a point, but it has a lot of neat tricks that a lot of people haven't played against and might not be aware of. So I still think
People were
it's
just. I think people were choosing to use goblins with a Balrog rather than the Goblin King. I think is probably where those players
but
are landing on.
I don't know if you know about what the scribe does now, but basically,
Yeah, you were saying he's changed. Yeah,
what it gives you is a board-wide heroic move, which is insanely powerful. Like, it basically gives you control of movement all game. It's basically like automatically winning priority every turn, and there isn't much counterplay to it. It's really good, honestly. Like, it doesn't sound amazing on paper, but if you play against it, it is really hard to deal with, especially late
have you
game
used
when
it
the King?
this
I
edition?
played against it once, and
Yeah,
I was impressed. Like, it's really hard to counter.
yeah.
Because late game, King just calls a move, and then your entire army basically is in range of his heroic move and don't need to finish within a certain range.
That is
Right.
good.
So it's like winning
That is good.
priority every turn.
Yeah.
For one might point, and you can
I haven't
keep
seen
giving
it yet,
might
this
back to the
edition.
King. No, it's awesome, and it actually like reflects like how the army actually is in the movies.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. And you
This
get
edition
like
is
a few,
so thematic.
and you get a few buffs with the songs. It's not like it's not a shit army. I'm telling you, but
You've heard it here first, viewers.
Maybe we'll make
Vince
a
is going to
comeback.
win his first GPHL 100 with Goblin Town.
Goblin Town,
I just
GBHL
didn't-
finale live stream.
I wasn't feeling brave enough to do it at the Lemon Cup. I wanted
Sheesh. He wants a soft
better
90.
showing. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
I can ask Bert about those.
Oh, no.
oh,
Oh, no.
oh, I didn't mean to tee him up there.
Oh, no.
Smashed it.
There you go. Go on, Adam. Out the park. Okay, well, we'll leave it there for the Lurtz Scouts list. And we shall move on to a Reclamation of Osgiliath list here. I thought I'd take it back to simpler times. We have a traditional, humble Minas Tirith list here. 44 models, 777 points, led by Boromir, with the banner, of course, on horse with shield. There's also Faramir, who's on foot, and Madril as well. So he has a load of tin cans. He's got, 14, 15 rangers, and a few knights in there as well. So, Ash, I'm going to come to you, because you've used this traditional Minas Tirith list a hell of a lot in the past. What do you think of this? Obviously, Faramir, this edition, is pretty cracked.
So, first things first. Reclamation of the Lemons is a hard,
It is.
is a hard list.
The
name.
viewers
That
won't
is
see
really
that,
cool.
but they have named it the
no.
Reclamation
Keep
of
it in there.
the
Edit-
Lemons.
Keep it in. Go on. So, I really like Reclamation, and I think it has it's a very strong list. When I played it at City of Kings, I just found it didn't have that bit extra, like an Army of the White Hand, a Depths, a Thranduil's Halls. Just one of those lists that has that extra trick to enable
Boromir
you
with
to...
9 might, though?
So, is
that not good enough?
It is good, but it just isn't good enough to win 100, I don't think.
So you
in my
don't
opinion,
think this list could win 100?
No. Unless it's like piloted exceptionally well. It just... It was really
being
fun.
better.
It's strong, but it just like was missing that final thing. Maybe that's just I'm a bad player and I need a handicap in order to, in order to be good. But I found it was hard to work at City of Kings. But it's good, and it's got sort of the foundations of a list, and it can do everything pretty good.
Has it got worse this edition compared to last edition?
No, it's got better because
Minas
Tirith for Fight 4.
And then I think Boromir
better
in this list is also better than he was last edition.
Yeah,
because he's fight.
It's good. It's good. But,
sorry,
but monsters have just got better. Like I played against Depths with this at City of Kings, and I really struggled because Boromir and Faramir just
you don't have anything to
by the Balrog, and you just can't do anything except for hope he whiffs and kill goblins. It's hard, I don't know what Adam and Vince you think, but am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I think this is a solid list. He's made a mistake by not including March, I think. It's a bit slow.
Badger has March.
Does he?
Yeah, he's always had March.
Okay.
That's why you take the
beast.
Beast.
Lost it, I think.
All right, good job for including March then.
Well in.
As I said, it's a solid list. I think it's worse than last edition because you were actually fight 5, now you only fight 4.5, which is a big difference.
Yeah, to be fair, that is
you
actually...
get a few other buffs like the For Gondor turn, which can actually do a lot of damage.
Oh.
The sharing might between Faramir and Boromir, I think that's all right. Faramir, I still think is a bit lackluster on foot. He's not going to do that much. And the troops are really good. I really like Warriors of Minas Tirith. But yeah, as you said, it doesn't have that kind of X factor, right, to get you out of trouble in those really hard matchups where you need to pull out a trick. It doesn't really have that, right? I mean, Boromir is good, but there is only so much he can do.
Fight 4.5 is also good. Like it is good. It just isn't. It just isn't really good,
Yeah. It's solid, but it's not going to be top tier.
I think as far as sort of grinding sort of lines go, Minas Tirith is pretty good. Obviously, it's not full Minas Tirith spam. I guess compared to Men of the West, where you're full tin cans everywhere, this has the Rangers. Obviously, it could do that, but the Warriors of Minas Tirith with Shield Spear are more expensive even than the Rangers. You save a fair amount of points by going Rangers.
I think the correct way to do it is
defense.
Just go full tin cans. It's really hard to keep up the shield wall without lots of Shield Spear.
I agree.
Being 7 is really good.
But it's interesting. Last edition, this list would take Haunting Court, wouldn't it? And that wouldn't have the shield wall. Obviously, it'd be D7 at the front anyway. But then the back would still be weak. Yeah. So
and you got the fight 5.
Yeah, but there is less sort of fight 5 in general, sort of in the meta at the moment. You're not really seeing many.
Yeah, I think the reason this does okay is because there's so much fight 4 in the game right now. Fight 4 is. It used to be sort of fight 3, fight 4 was where you wanted to be. That was the average. Now I feel like fight 4. If you're bringing a fight 3 army, you're struggling a bit now. Maybe with the exception
unless you're mega horde.
This guy's lucky.
Depths. Yeah.
With the exception of Minas Morgul is the only one I'd say. No, Depths doesn't care because it's fight 2 and there's just loads of them and then you get a reroll everywhere and you got a Balrog. So I don't think they care too much about being fight 2. They could be fight 1 for all I care. But these guys, I think that 4.5 is kind of quite a sweet spot.
Yeah, obviously you would rather it be 5, but outside of halls, you're not really facing that much fight 5 at the moment because the Emperor's not as prevalent as he was previously.
I think
played the Emperor the other day. I thought it was actually quite good.
Yeah, I do want to use it. I haven't used it yet.
It's
This
still
season.
Very killing.
yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
good. I mean, don't get me wrong, Reclamation is a good list. Like it's top 10 sort of thing, but I think if you definitely want to take full tin cans, as you said, Vince, when you play this. The shooting is okay, but you just want to run at them with Boromir, Faramir, and still keep Magical for March, or maybe just take a captain, I don't know, and just run at it, be D7 and just kill stuff, because when the Rangers start going down, you feel it. You feel like you're going to break a bit quicker than you maybe should.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, the ringer, which is going to be me if we need it, is taking Minas Tirith. And I just think that Denethor's rule, being able to do priority and stuff, is just that little bit extra.
Yeah, you've got that in the pocket.
Is good.
And Faramir can be a bit more of like a beat stick sort of hero now, at least compared to last edition. So he can sort of fill that role somewhat. So
I mean, it's just lucky that no one's taking Muster of Isengard, because that bodies this list like completely.
Muster of Isengard is so fun.
Yeah, no, it just destroys this. Like you basically have no chance against that list. So he's lucky there's no Muster.
Lucky man. Okay, well, we shall leave it there for the Reclamation of the Lemons list. And we shall move on to a Host of the Witch King list. Now, Ash, I will have to come to you first once I've told the viewers about this list, because
I've got some thoughts on this.
This list. Yeah, exactly. And this list was quite the hot topic of debate in our group chat. We did actually look at a similar list to this on MESBG Monthly a few months ago, but Host of the Witch King, 776 points, 46 models, led by the Witch King on a horse with the Morgul Blade. Vince, will get your views on that as well. He's put Angmar Orc Warriors, but are they actually called Angmar Orc Warriors in this list?
They're different profile.
Okay, fair enough.
Exactly the same, different name.
Sure. So the other heroes that he has Aldrak, a Barrow-wight, and the Shadow of Ruidar. He has 2 Wild Riders in there, 2 Spectres, and 2 Werewolves as well, with the banner. And then just a load of Orcs with shield, and then the same amount with spear. So, Ash, thoughts on this one? So you use this at the Bristol...
I use this at the
100.
Bristol 100 event that took place. And I really enjoyed it. I think the Host of the Witch King is good, and it's got legs. It has all the tricks that my sort of play style really enjoys. To be fair, I made an error in one of my games against Dave Farmer, which made me lose. So that's totally on me. I think my overall mistake, I made with list building, is what this list has also done, which is to take Aldrak. And although he...
Boo! Aldrak good.
Although he reads quite good in his profile, when you're using him in the game, you wish you had taken another Barrow-wight, another captain, had more terror, had more guys, because he just isn't enough within the list that he's in. Where he fits in the list doesn't work, because the Witch King is the killing piece, as well as like a magic support. You use your Barrow-wights and the Shadow to do the magic damage. You want terror everywhere so that nobody can charge any of your orcs.
Yeah.
And Aldrak just doesn't fit anywhere into this list, because if you have another Barrow-wight, you've got the chance to paralyze. If you get a couple of werewolves and the Witch King in with the Morgul Blade, you are killing anything in the game. I mean, even take a Balrog, for example. The Witch King can heroic strength. If you charge into a paralyzed Balrog, you heroic strength the Witch King, use the Morgul Blade. You need to roll, I think it's 2 4s. And he's 5 minute strength 8 against D9. 2 5s and he's gone. On a horse, he's prone. That's how you do the damage with this list. You don't have Aldrak. That was my experience with the list anyway.
Because we were talking about it a lot before the event, and you and I were kind of in the same camp that on paper, Aldrak looks really, really good. But the application, you're saying, in a real world situation.
Shout out to Sam and James, because they were right on this one, and I was wrong. They said to to take it
Theory
as a
Hammer
Barrow, to take the
didn't,
Shadow.
yeah,
They
pan
Theory
out
Hammered
to be.
better. But this is a list that I want to take again because I think it is good. And yeah, I mean, to whoever's using this, let us know how Aldrak plays for you. Because if you roll Mega Sixes and he kills everything, then
Yeah.
I take my hat off. I think.
So were you
mistake,
were you
you wanna
finding
take
he sort?
extra magic?
Yeah. Were you finding he wasn't sort of doing as much of a
It's just the terror,
offensive
right?
output?
Like I had a Barrow White in mine, a captain, the Witch King. The side that had a Barrow White and had all those orcs have terror,
Yeah, sort
you
of
would win that line fight because they wouldn't be charging you very often, and you'd be able to hit their models
Yeah.
with your numbers and stuff. And I mean, the werewolves in this list as well are just absolutely phenomenally fun. They're really good. They also cause terror. I think we don't
But
have
the offensive output that you get from Aldrak isn't enough to mitigate the loss of the terror.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
What was your take with Vince for the Morgul Blade? Because the Morgul Blade is 100% the play in this.
I've never been in a situation where like, God, I wish I had a Morgul Blade here.
Yeah.
So far, I just think it's a waste of 10 points because you
Therefore
can't
it's
even use, even on a Fell Beast, you can't use the strength of the Fell Beast. You're stuck at strength 4 with it, and
But you don't have the option for a Fell Beast in this list.
Yeah, I know. So I'm talking because I've only used it. I used Witch King and Minas Morgul, but
right, okay.
Yeah, being stuck at strength 4, wounding a lot of things on 6s that are kind of valuable enough to use a Morgul Blade on.
Well, that's the sneaky trick. The Witch King has heroic strength, so
did you have that last edition? Well, it just wasn't really used, was it? So
because it didn't double your strength, it wasn't as prevalent.
Yeah,
but I think it's the combination within Host of the Witch King where you can paralyze something, which means you automatically win the fight.
Yeah,
as I said.
So that's the difference with Minas Morgul. You can't paralyze. So the best you can do is a transfix.
Yeah.
Which means the following turn you're kind of screwed if they win the move off with the Balrog.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
it's different.
This is a little bit different because you can paralyze the Balrog, go in. Morgul Blade is definitely good in that situation.
Yeah.
So this only has the terror in 2 3-inch bubbles. So the Witch King and the Barrow White
still counts, and the Shadow.
Oh, the Shadow. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That is quite a lot actually, but
it is when you shouldn't really count the Witch King because
because he's going to be of course mobile.
Yeah.
The issue I have with this list is it's not really about Morgul Blade or no Morgul Blade. It's the orcs.
No.
They're just too weak.
And that's why if you had more of them with more terror.
Yeah. If you're more of a horde, to be fair. Yeah.
Your model count isn't even that high. They're just going to drop like flies. Does this list even have March?
It doesn't, no.
Yeah, so you drop Aldrak for a captain. How many more orcs do you get, though? Because Aldrak's, what, is he 110 or something? Or is he 100?
No, he's more than that.
He's like 120 or something.
Oh, he's 120, okay. So you can get a captain for what, 40 points for an orc captain?
The captain's 45, and
45.
Then another Barrow White's 50.
So you just get absolutely railed by shooting. You just got no defense against that. And then in combat, you just die, don't you?
So what, you maybe get 50 models with another Barrow White and a captain and a few more orcs, maybe?
Shooting just is bad for this list. I mean, you take the chance with the fact that most of the new scenarios don't really accommodate for heavy shooting. If you are scared of shooting and you know there's a shooting meta, you can take a shade, which gives the -1 and -2 to hit for shooting. But
yeah, because lots of the new scenarios, kind of promote a lot more moving and things, don't they? So,
but in all likelihood, you will face 1 or 2 situations where you will need to be able to weather some shooting. That is if your aim is to kind of podium. I mean, you can't go in thinking, I'm just gonna run towards them with no march, D5.
Yeah,
it's just not going to
end well. You do need a captain. You do need a captain.
There will be a situation where, like, obviously every game's not going to be like that, as you said, with the new scenarios, but there will be 1 or 2 where you're just going to get a stinky match up.
A key game or something.
Like,
Yeah. Well, so Ash, do you think that with a Barrow White and a captain having used this list, do you think it could win 100 or podium 100?
Yeah, I do. I do think
Okay.
it could, but I guess it plays way more into my game style.
Yes.
And the werewolves are brilliant. The werewolves are so good now because they're D5, not D4, which makes a massive difference. To not
Were they D4
being
last
shot.
edition?
They're D4 last edition, yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't know they had that sneaky little buff there. That's nice.
And a little buff.
Okay. Well, we shall leave it there for the host of the Witch King list, and we shall move on to 2 lists here. A couple very lemon lists indeed, from our very own Vince and James. So, Vince, would you like to run through your list for us?
yeah, so James and I are both running Defenders of Pelennor.
Sheesh.
Slightly different takes on it. So I'll just go through mine first. It's led by Leggy. He's got 14 Warriors of the Dead with Shield, 1 Warrior of the Dead with Shield and Spear. Then I've got Irolas with Torsit Guard with Spear. I've got Captain, 2 Knights, 3 Warriors of Minas Tirith with Spear, Shield, 1 with Banner, and 2 Bolt Throwers for
Fucking
42 models. Fucking hell.
Sheesh. Double bolt thrower. And then James on the other side has dropped the 2 bolt throwers for 2 Knights of the White Tower. And then he also has, instead of Irolas and a captain, he has Gimli. So, and then also with the Knights of the White Tower, he's got some of the fiefdoms. So he's got the men-at-arms and the axemen in there as well. So, but James only has 38 models, but he's got 3 Fight 6 heroes in there, but he's got no shooting other than Leggy. So sort of pretty different sort of takes, to be fair. Like, you're going to play them fairly differently, I guess. But obviously you're both leaning into the, ghosts be good with
Ghosts be
fight
good.
for
I like that.
fight for supports. But obviously you've got the Irolas sort of bubble there, which is obviously really, really good.
Yeah, the +1 to wound.
Yeah.
So my line it's actually pretty killy at the same time as being quite tanky. So
resilient.
I feel like it's quite a strong line.
There's a lot of shooting. Yeah.
Like, I've never used this list before, but on paper it seems good to me. Like with Leggy and the 2 bolt throwers.
Yeah, it's a lot of shooting.
A lot of control in the shooting scenarios. Yeah, I mean, I'd be scared of it. If I played this list, I'd be scared of it for sure.
Having used bolt throws, Vince, you want to think quite quickly about the next turn. So how I would play your bolt throwers is keep them on either flank and move them up, and then sort of strafe fire the enemy. Once you're in combat, sort of strafe fire the enemy spear supports. Keep a couple of models, like, I don't know, have you got any knights?
Yeah,
keep your knights sort of over there with them to stop any of your opponent's models coming to shut them down, because you'll find quite quickly that if you haven't moved them properly, they can't shoot, because obviously you can't shoot into your own good combats.
Yes.
So just move them a turn earlier than you think up that side of the flank of the board.
Yeah. And is it you can rotate them and suffer a -1 penalty? But then if you
like pivot.
Yes,
can you only pivot 45 degrees, or you can pivot 90 or something?
No. So you can pivot
45.
You can pivot as much as you like, I think, and then you have to shoot within a 45 degree angle. And if you pivot, it takes a -1 to hit.
-1. Yeah.
I think the bolt throws are a fun addition.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, the one thing that feels, I know why you've done it. So, but obviously you've got the banner with the captain. Like, that captain warband does feel a bit like a Maelstrom, sort of, potentially having your banner sort of not with, but I don't know where else you put it, because you want max Hitelgard with Irolas and you can't put it with Leggy. So it sort of has to go there. So it's sort of one of the restrictions when you write Defenders of the Pelennor lists, because sort of if you want to take the ghosts, you have to take a fair amount of Minas Tirith heroes to actually take Minas Tirith troops to bump the numbers up to like a respectable amount. Yeah. So that's the only place you can slot in a banner. So
I'm really interested, as I'm walking around observing the games, to see how you and James both get on, because this is sort of a new combo that I haven't seen at events
Yeah.
before, and I want to see if Ghost is good.
Yeah. I mean, the move 8 is nice, yeah. And obviously, yeah, like looking at James's list, having the 3 Fight 6 heroes, the Knights of the White Tower now with the changes to the 2-handing is, even better. They're Fight 6. So sort of Leggy and Gimli as well with the synergy there is really nice. Obviously, he's a lower model count. What do we think on like the fiefdoms models that he's taken out? I mean, why has he taken them? Are they cheaper? Oh no, he actually told me why. Because he wants to pike support the Knights of the White Tower. That was what he said.
And I thought they were really fun.
Yeah.
You get a free hero combat as well, with every hero once per game, which are pretty
So
nice.
James has leaned more into that than you have.
Vince, can you be free combating with your siege vet?
You can.
That is mega beast. So Vince has what? 5 free combats.
I prefer James's on. He's got 4 Fight 6 heroes.
Yeah, free combating.
You prefer 4 Fight 6 versus.
Don't be sleeping on the new improved Captain of Minas Tirith. So chat.
You'll have to, Vince. You'll have to come over and announce on the stream if you manage to get a heroic combat off with the bolt thrower siege veteran.
Ash, he might do it on the stream, so
God.
make sure viewers come and check it out.
What a moment now.
It's so lemon. Adam, as you return here, any thoughts before we move on these Defenders of the Pelennor Ghost lists?
Yeah, just on the idea of using Vinny's list in that way. I mean, if you're keeping Legolas back and you use the free combats with the bolt thrower crew member, that's pretty good. Because you've got a Fight 6 hero going around with free combats mopping up.
You've got to keep them within 6 inches of the bolt thrower, though.
I mean, this is only if like someone's massively flanked you or something. No, I think they're both good. I think this is a list that maybe we mentioned right at the beginning back in December, but we haven't really seen that.
No.
I mean, I haven't seen much of it.
No one was
But it is a good one. It's something that I guess people are warming to because it's more interesting than most lists, right? Because there's so many heroes.
Yeah, but it's had some new things added in, like with the bolt throwers coming back, the fiefdom stuff, Knights of the White Tower. Obviously, it had lots of choice anyway, but like I was saying before, it was sort of quite restrictive where you have to take a lot of Minas Tirith in order to bump the numbers up. I think maybe people wanting to take Iralas with this Citadel Guard spam, sort of not too many people have a lot of those. I don't think. I know lots of people have been.
Is this list becoming maybe more popular because lots of people are now taking Defense 6, whether it's Morris Minas Tirith have kind of formed quite a staple of a lot of lists, or maybe to counter that, people have even been taking Morannons a bit because they're pretty solid. So just the idea of getting some killing against courage is
+1.
Yeah,
or a +1 from Iralas. Okay, well, we shall leave it there for these Defenders of the Pellennor's lists, and we shall move on to looking at Army of Gundabad list. Adam, we have we don't see this too much, but I thought this one was a little bit interesting. So it's 775 points, led by Bolg on a Felwarg. Then he's got a load of Gundabad Orc warriors across the 3 other warbands. He's got 2 captains in there for the Fight 5, which are nice. There's 1 Berserker in there and a Warbat as well, and also a Troll Brute. So he's only got 37 models, which obviously a little bit on the lower end, but obviously Bolg's very expensive. He's really tried to fit in the Warbat, for the flying and stuff, so he's sort of scrimped points wherever he could, to obviously then try and fit in the Troll Brute as well. So, Adam, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, the Troll Brute's going to go one of 2 ways. It's simultaneously extremely scary and also very easy to kill. So, yeah, it depends how well this person uses it and how his opponent can mitigate that. It can be hard to mitigate for 1 turn. So that 1 turn, see how it goes.
I can attest to that.
Is he keeping Bolg nearby to try and get the moves or to restrict models getting into him? Yeah, it's good. I've always wanted to run this list. I think no one's done that well with it, though, have they? It's not been very prevalent.
No, but I wonder whether... I'm not saying that it would be if more people did use it. I just wonder, has the right person not sort of tried to take it? I don't know. Maybe that says something about, how it would most likely perform anyway.
So the troops are really good. I think the troops are really solid. I think fundamentally the list has a couple of problems, which is it wants to be a horde army, but it will never be a horde army. And you're taking Bolg, who's really expensive and can get shut down really easily by magic, like in an old edition. But magic's less prevalent. Then you've got all these monsters, which you want to take, but the monsters are quite easy to take out because they're huge bases. Lots of heroes are now fight 6, so if you strike against them, you've got a good chance of beating them.
And they can be shut down by magic, as Adam, you may have learned in a certain battle report against a certain Vince.
But it was still a really close game, so worth watching.
Go check it out, folks.
Go check it out.
You don't want to give away too many spoilers. Lemon
Definitely close. Definitely very close game.
Very close game. Yep.
Yeah, I just don't think Bolg is very good for his points. He doesn't do anything for the army except for, hopefully being a beat stick, but I just don't like those types of heroes.
Well, he does. Like with the Master of Battle, that is sort of his thing that he's meant to do, even if he's not.
Yeah,
but obviously, that's now a lot worse than it was last edition. Yeah.
Like, if they've got something to deal with him, like, Leggy shooting off his warg, or, magic, or
Saruman,
whatever, like, it's just going to be a huge point sink. I just don't like those types of heroes where, at least, like, if a hero gets shut down, they're not killing stuff, they're providing a buff to the army. Like, Bolg is just not that type of hero.
No.
I'd almost prefer just having just more captains instead of him.
Yeah. And he, this edition, he doesn't even have the stretch limo base, so there's no, OP
the
curse
thing
shit
about
that you
Bolg,
can do.
So the main thing I think Bolg is really good for in this edition compared to the captains, I do actually agree with you, Vince. I would take more captains. They're really good. But the thing Bolg does is once per game, if your general's alive on the battlefield, you can do that +2 courage.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I think actually the banners, I can't remember, but the banners, do you need the general alive as well? I think you might.
I think so. Yeah.
So if you break and you've got only a Gundabad Orc captain, there is a world in which they just run away.
Yeah. Have you used Army of Gundabad this edition yet, Adam?
Yeah.
I haven't actually used it at a tournament yet.
Yeah. I haven't used it at a tournament, just for fun.
Okay. Yeah. It's a shame that
it does exactly what you expect it would. Like, the troops are actually pretty good, but you eventually just get outnumbered and trapped and surrounded, and you do.
Yeah. It's a shame because, like, I was calling last edition for the Gundabad Orcs to be Fight 4 numerous times. I said it should be Fight 4. They're meant to be sort of like elite, quote unquote, sort of orcs-ish, kind of like compared to your normal orc warrior sort of thing. They're more expensive and all that sort of thing. And now they are Fight 4, and it didn't really cure any of the problems that I hoped it would. So
I mean, I still think it's an interesting list. It's got like lots of tools. The bats are good.
Yeah.
So it's got a bit of speed, and I actually do rate
bats are worse as well, which sucks.
Yeah, but it's still actually
it's still a flying model, which is still
they're still actually quite useful, and I actually do quite rate the troll brutes.
Yeah, the troll could just go crazy.
I think they are really good if you use them well. They can actually do a lot of damage. I don't know if you could fit 2 in.
Go on.
If you took away Bolg, I don't know. I mean, 2 troll brutes would be pretty nice.
They're what, 110 points?
120?
Yeah, 120.
They're
They're not actually that expensive.
So if you take away Bolg and the bat and the berserker, and you put in a Gundabad captain and a troll,
double brute.
Well, you could probably keep the bat actually. Yeah. Keep the bat.
Yeah, I think that's just way better, like instantly.
Yeah, I guess then there's no like. At least Bolg can try and like protect this troll brute, I guess, in a way.
If we've got 2, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, 1 troll brute, yes, you can deal with it. 2, it's a lot harder, I think.
Yeah, but if you've got like a Aragorn or something, you're just running in, or even any sort of other Fight 6 or hero, it's just gonna
2 silent.
Yeah, Ash, any thoughts on this one before we move on?
Not really. I don't. I've played against a Bolg and like four troll brute list. Shout out to Alex. And it was hard to deal with. It was hard to deal with. And if you lose a roll off, if you get charged and then lose a roll off, you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't really seen it enough. 37 model seems a bit low, but maybe the troll brute balances that out. I don't know. I'm just not sure.
Reserving judgment is
Yeah.
not a bad place to sit. That's fine. Okay, we shall leave it there for this Army of Gundabad list. We shall move on to a Last Alliance list here, which is 40 models at 777 points, which is a pretty strong place to be. It's led by Elendil, who's leading 6 Warriors of Numenor with Shield and 7 more with Shield and Spear. Then he has Eristor and a Rivendell Captain, leading two fairly identical warbands. They both have a banner, so 2 banners in the list. Then he has 11 with Bow, and then roughly 6 with Shield, and then another 6 with Shield and Spear. So 40 models on the notes. Pretty good for Last Alliance. Who wants to kick us off with this one?
I think that you should, Elliot, as you own Last Alliance. What do you think? You always pass to the guests. What's your thoughts?
Well, because I'm my thoughts are no. I think Last Alliance in the new edition is really good. Elendil being fight 8 is like really, really nice. Obviously, he's not on horse now. That does really suck, but still having the free combat and being able to either slingshot things onto objectives or just where you need them to be on the board. And then he can obviously still be used as kind of that beat stick sort of hero. Like, even though he's the 3 attacks on foot, obviously he's not doing quite the same damage output as before, but he's still +1 to wound. Like, I think he's still fine, even though he's not mounted. Obviously it hurts
He's still
to lose
definitely
it,
good.
but
Yeah, and fight 8 now is way bigger than it was.
Way, way bigger. Yeah, so that's really nice. Eristor obviously being added in with the legacies. Sucks that he is sort of worse now that he doesn't reroll everything to wound. That was like really, really good thing about him. With the throwing daggers as well, like there's little plays and things there. But he's still a really good option for an elf hero fight 6 with strike, leading 12 troops for like 80. Is he 85 points or did he go up by 5 points? I don't know if he went up slightly, but it's still a solid option. And then the captain with the march as well, super nice. Obviously the double banner as well. I think to fit in the 2 banners with Elendil and the 2 cheaper Rivendell heroes is just a really solid place to be. Now, there's also, I've talked on the pod before, not with you guys, I don't think, but every time I've played against the Last Alliance, because I've had lots of practice games against it, and every time I run into the elves, I just lose models left, right, and centre, and it absolutely fucks me over. So it's been pretty tough to play against, to be fair. But I know, like, statistically, that shouldn't really happen. But it's ended up railing me in quite a few games because if your opponent has some Rivendell dice, I mean, you're in for a tough time.
Yeah, I mean the 6+ is interesting. I know. Let's go to Vince because I know you've played against this more than I have.
Yeah, I've used it as well a few times.
There you go, even better.
I think this is okay. You really need to lean into the elves, I think, just to try to get the most out of the 6-up Whirl of Blades, because that's why you're taking.
Oh yeah, one thing. Sorry, I've totally just realised. I don't really like having the Warriors of Numenor with Shield. I only really just noticed that.
No,
because then you're taking away from having elves at the front, which is what you want like everywhere. So even if it's bows, like it doesn't matter if they're D5. It's just having the 6-up thing everywhere is
Yeah, it's the problem. You've only got 12 slots, right? I would probably have preferred another elf hero instead of Elendil.
Do you think you just go pure? Can you go pure elf, or do you have to?
No. So you'd have to take a Numenor hero.
You have to take a Numenor hero. And can that just be a captain?
No, you have to take a named one. So you have to say either Isildur or Elendil. So you could take a Isildur and take like a few, 5 or so Numenor Spear Shield, and then just the rest elves. I think it's probably the way to do it.
Okay.
But what, as in only have 2 heroes?
So have Eristor, Isildur, and 2 captains.
Eristor,
of them are
Isildur, 2
captains.
captains. Okay.
Yeah, just so you can really lean into the elves.
Would you be dropping the model count quite a lot, or no? I guess Elendil. I don't know if you would be.
No, because Elendil's quite expensive. I think I made a list.
It might drop by 1 or 2 models. It's not actually that much.
Okay, so not that
Yeah,
many.
I think you can get to 40 still.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Yeah,
the new shield aren't very good.
I think it would involve me dropping one of the banners.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I'm
Drop
sure.
one of the
Yeah,
banners.
okay. But yeah,
I do like this
Eristor,
list, though. I do like double
captain.
banner because it's got 11 elf bows, which will probably draw most people to them, and then you're sitting there with your knife line, two banners. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's okay.
The double banner is interesting. You will win loads of fights with that. I mean, you've got the strength 3, you've got the fight 5, and you've got the strength 4 with the Númenóreans. I guess it's tough.
Yeah, it's a good battle line, but apart from that, it doesn't have a lot of speed. And
No, that's why I do think having like one of the mounted heroes is like really nice.
Well, having a Elendil gives you speed, right? Because as you were saying earlier, you just shoot guys off him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is nice. But like compared to last edition, where you just had like Círdan, you could take Rivendell Knights, like there was just
So the fact you can't take any cav really hampers the list. You can't take any cav. You can't. Yeah, your only source of extra movements, captains for March, and that's about it. So it's a slow army.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty slow. Even with the march, no cav can sort of really hurt in lots of scenarios.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
you hate
not having
facing,
cav is hard.
Yeah, you hate facing lists with Leggy in it because getting outshot with this list is a bit horrible.
Yeah, because you need to make things come to you, and if you're not doing that, you're not taking advantage of your Whirl of Steel, Whirl of Blades,
Whirl of Beast.
Is it actually Whirl of Steel?
I think it was.
Know.
Yeah, I think it's Whirl of Steel. I think.
I think it is. Yeah.
40 models is a good place for obviously 5/5 list, and obviously everything is 5/5 with it now, which I think you can get away with having a fair amount of the shield and spear with the Númenor, because are they cheaper, or are they not cheaper now than the elves?
Same points,
because they went up. They're the same points.
They're the same points, which is kind of like
they're just way worse than the elves, because the elves are D6 at least, which spear and get.
and you can do
need
2-hand anyway to get that extra killing power.
Just so much better.
Yeah.
Like you take a
that is
few
good
just to sprinkle in the strength 4, but apart from that, they're just worse in every way.
Yeah. Okay. We shall leave it there for this last alliance list, and we will move on to another elf list. This is a Lemon Loft spam list here. Yeah, so 777 points, 52 models, led by Haldir with Elf Bow and Elven Cloak, who is leading a Wood Elf Sentinel, a Lothlorien warrior with banner, 3 Lothlorien warriors with bow, 3 more with throwing weapons, elven throwing weapons, and 4 more with Wood Elf Spear. Then he has 3 identical warbands leading the same sort of distribution of elves with the war gear, but he has 1 more with bow and a throwing weapon. So 52 models, 1 sentinel, but he's going triple captain. Haldir is the leader, just really leaning into having everything with elven cloaks being incredibly annoying to face. I mean, this is Luke's list. Have you played against Luke with this before, Ash?
Yeah, I have. It was just a practice game, and it was horrible. Like the elven cloaks are so they're just really good, obviously, and this list outshoots everything in the game. Everything, and it's just, what do you do about that? You get shot. I guess the low defense is not great, but then you have 52 models, so
it's so many, and they're 5/5 still.
They're all, and you've got what? The captains are fight 6. You've got those 4 fight 6 heroes. You've got pretty good might. You've got a sentinel for, epic plays. You've got max throwing weapons.
Yeah, it's actually
great.
pretty gnarly. It's
52 models
yeah,
is
I think
nuts.
gnarly is a good way to say it.
like you're not comfortable facing this list. I
You're
actually
not-
think it's
you're
quite
not
good.
comfortable.
And Luke knows how to be an incredibly annoying player and just run endlessly
Get him on
as
the
he's done
screen.
against
That's the
me.
thing you can do, right? It's a good
Yeah,
tactic.
it's
Can't wait
great.
to see him on the stream.
Yeah, he just knows what to do, and yeah,
Making
I mean,
someone
Luke.
fight.
The last time Luke was on the stream, he sort of left his game against Ali down to a roll, and he just took a 50-50 rather than doing the smart thing, and then he lost the game because he lost the roll.
That is classic. That's classic.
I think Luke.
That was pretty funny.
That's just funny.
The Lord of the Imps shout out. But yeah, I mean, incredibly annoying. I think Kylie in Australia won like a really big tournament in Australia with a very similar list to this.
I'm not surprised. Like, it's really good.
In this edition. So, I mean, obviously, Haldir is the leader. You're a little bit worried, but like, you would rather take all the benefits of having everything with an elven cloak, all the shooting, the throwing.
But
weapons,
he's
like,
probably not
it's
getting
just
shot
crazy.
down, is he?
No, he's just hiding him. Yeah, he's just
No.
yeah.
Doesn't even need to see combat.
No,
Just stay
keep the
way
might
back.
somewhere. Yeah, where you could maybe use it late game or something. But yeah, he's just standing back.
I think this will struggle against like a spam Men of the West or a spam Reclamation, for example, if they go the route of pure D7, because then you're kind of struggling. If you can march at it, get in combat, and you're D7, you've only lost, like, I don't know, maybe even what, 5 guys is probably a bit lucky if you kill that many on the way in.
What's the D7 sort of struggle? Because it kills on the same as D6. with the
D7,
shooting.
D6, like what I mean is, you know, you need
Anything
sixes to
D6
kill
or over.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, D6
yeah,
or
This,
over.
this is shooting down three a turn, 4 a turn, right?
Let's get into a hypothetical shooting war. Everybody
What,
loves this.
into D6? No, surely not.
How many got? What?
What have you got? 18, 19 bows here?
4, 8, 12, 15.
15,
You got
16
18
bows.
shots. So you hit 12, you kill 2.
Yeah, you killed 2 a turn.
So yeah, as I said,
Okay.
4. It takes 2 turns to march at someone. Get 4, 5 if you're lucky.
No, but you haven't counted in the throwing weapons either.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
fair
for
point.
the sure.
So another 2 guys. It's all going
So
wrong
you'll
for Men of the
lose
West.
6.
Well, and he's also
Jesus.
well, but this is where you say 2 turns of shooting, but that's providing that Luke stands there and lets you march into him. Like he's
Yeah,
he's
this
going
is
to be
assuming
fighting
Luke
endlessly.
doesn't know how to move.
Yeah,
You're also assuming that the scenario allows you to run away from the objectives and not,
yeah, fine.
go
But
forward
you,
as
you
well.
often can run away from the objectives.
You'll put it, yeah, keep on running, and then do his thing after.
Wait until break or whatever. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean,
He's got march
if you get
everywhere.
into combat with this with enough dudes, you could just cut it to pieces.
Yeah, but just like even when that happens, like being fight 5 is still just super
Yeah.
strong. Like if you roll like even slightly above average, like you can sort of hold on at the higher fight.
My only worry is if you have a Balrog, if you have a Elisar, if you have a Elendil, and they get into combat, you just can't stop them.
Yeah.
But
I guess on the
we'll
bright
see if there's
side,
enough-
like, yeah, there's nothing sort of in the list really for those models to go after specifically. Like, there's no
Yeah,
Aragorn for it to
yeah.
immediately kill.
It's-
But
yeah,
then,
it's-
yeah,
He's got so many models, like for this type of list. It's insane.
Yeah.
just try ignore the Balrog, I guess. Or
I agree it's good. I agree it's good.
yeah. So we'll be interested to see how this one does. So we shall leave it there for the Lemon Loth spam list, and we shall move on to what I believe is our last list. We're also doing no tier list today, as there's not kind of too many of our own lists going to the event. But this is AOL in the new edition, which we don't see too much of, so I thought it would be interesting to kind of touch on this. So it's a 64 model list at 777 points, led by Musger, who's leading a Warg Rider with Shield and Throwing Spear, a Orc Warrior with Banner, 1 Prowler, 1 Bat Swarm, 3 Goblins with Bow, 3 Orcs with Shield, 4 more with Spear, and a Orc Tracker. Then we have Druizag and 2 Goblin Captains. One of them has a bow, which are leading sort of similar warbands in terms of like Prowlers goblins, and some orcs. But there's one more bat thrown in there, one giant spider as well, and another warg rider as well. So 64 models, all the sort of usual AOL tech and things that you would kind of expect to see. But yeah, what do we think? Kind of new edition AOL. We haven't really seen too much of it, but obviously it's lost like the reroll with the casting now, which was obviously a really, really strong thing for it. But what do we think generally?
It's still, high model count, spam, bonuses to wound. I don't know. I'm not sold on it.
Why not? See, I think it's still like I don't know why it's like so much worse than it was last edition, unless there's something I'm missing.
It's not that. It's just kind of the magic resistance has gotten slightly better. Its castings has gotten slightly worse. It just kind of dies, I think. Sure, you got 64 models. You do a good bit of shooting. I just don't think the shooting isn't necessarily as good anymore because of the additional movement in scenarios. I guess if you play it in a situation where it can completely fortify up, then yeah, it's great. But I just think previous edition, you would have a few shamans chucked in there, and then you'd be, chucking one dice, re-rollable transfixes. That's pretty good. Whereas now it just doesn't have that same hero stopping a power. Sure, it's got the bat swarms, but if you don't use those properly, then heroes in this are quite unstoppable. I mean, there's no now channeled Flame Rage Beast, so what is the maximum that the giant spiders get up to? Fight 5, is it?
Yeah, with +2. Is it +1 or +2?
Yeah, I think you get +2 fight value, +2 attacks, +2 strength. They're just not as good anymore.
No. Being like fight 7 is obviously just nuts.
Yeah, like you used to take it with the chieftain in channel enrage it, and then the chieftain became like fight 87 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what your thoughts, Adam.
How is it being played in the UK in terms of the outnumber? You get +1 to wound.
I know that was a bit of a
Oh, is this a
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure kind of what we haven't really seen it that much over
here. So the Nations Cup, the guys were talking about it, and was like, I think in the book it says outnumber includes spear supports, which.
Well, so it says here, for any Orc and Goblin models gain a bonus of +1 to reroll when making strikes against an enemy model that is outnumbered in a combat. So are you outnumbered by the total amount of models, including spear supports, or only actually in the combat? Yeah.
That's the question, isn't it? Because if you're including spear supports, this is absolutely broken. Because you just need to outnumber with spear supports to then have +1 to wound.
Yeah. I mean, I would think no, as obviously, like it's only models that are actually engaged in the combat, which you
so
would
the question is then,
count. Yeah.
Look at the wording for engaged in combat.
I'll need to take this rules query away with me, Adam, and confer with my.
Yes, of course, you will need to figure that
out.
Yeah.
So I think off sort of gut, you have to outnumber in the combat, but it doesn't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That. Yeah.
But I have a feeling the rulebook might imply otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, with the engaged in combat ruling.
Because if you look at the engaged in combat, I think it includes spear supports.
Oh, interesting. Well, then that is a...
I think it does, because an argument came up over here about that.
Okay. Yeah. Because, that would be cracked.
Okay, let me put to you another question. You know, when Legolas shoots, it says he can shoot a model he's engaged in combat with and doesn't need in the ways. Does that include just the model he's engaged with, or also the spear support just behind?
I didn't think spear supports were engaged in combat, because you can still shoot them without
they're not,
having
unless
to do anything in the way for the combat.
Yeah, unless this rule says something else that you were saying, Adam. in the rulebook,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
Legolas,
sports.
I play it. Legolas can shoot anyone he can see behind him, for example, or the person he's engaged with, and take a triple shot.
It's interesting that Leggy's shooting rules still seem so up in the air this far into the new edition.
Yeah,
On
It's
on Total Admiral, it says friendly orc and goblin models gain a bonus of +1 to wound when making strikes against an enemy model that is outnumbered in a combat.
yeah.
I'm only taking it direct from TTA because it's the easiest to get access to the rules, but I think that would be, 2 against 1 guy physically in base contact.
Yeah. So is that an official Lemon Cup ruling being made here on the pod?
It's not. It's not official, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Subject to change is
Potentially, but I think I'm okay with that.
I think still having like 64 models, obviously, yeah, like they can sort of crumble, depending on what you're facing. But yeah, the tech is still there. It's just kind of been toned back, which I think it needed, to be fair. But yeah, just sort of not as overpowering as it was last edition in quite a lot of situations, which I think is good to see. Sort of not be as overpowered as it was before.
Yeah, I think really the main thing is, as I mentioned, the lack of the Shaman's ability to be in the list and transfix, because last edition you had Musga, which was transfixing on a 4+ rerolling, and then a Shaman that was transfixing on a 5+ rerolling. That's quite powerful against your big heroes. And then you had the Enrage Beast abilities, but you just don't have that now.
No.
So you can shoot into combat, but when you're relying on hitting on 5s and 6s, your shooting isn't that reliable. So yeah.
But no, I think it's still fine. It could still do well. Do you think it could podium a GOHL 100, Ash?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
No.
Sure. Fair enough. I think it could, potentially given the right sort of matchups. But I think lots of lists kind of fall into that bucket because the game is so well balanced in most areas. Where I just
had to put out a take there. Had
yeah,
to go for it.
Just
it probably will at some point, considering there's so many podium 100. But I wouldn't.
You wouldn't bank on it generally. No, which is fair. Yeah. Okay, so that is the final list that we are going to be looking at. Any closing thoughts, Ash, from the Lemon Cup TO crew?
Of course.
For the first Gollum's Gamers event that we've run?
It's gonna be epic. Come along for citrus themed fun.
Jesus.
Next year we want somebody to beat Adam as the person who has travelled the furthest to join us at our Lemon event. So Adam, do you know exactly how many miles you're flying so that we can set a marker out here?
We'll need to
800.
There you go. Who can travel over 800 miles? Maybe there'll be a special prize.
Maybe there'll be a prize.
Depending on the success.
But you said there were some sort of international people coming, or they were thinking about coming potentially.
There were. We did have a few inquiries, but Adam is our international representative.
Well, so technically Jake from the US.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, but I think he's already over there. So, does that count? I don't
know. So it'd be great. We're gonna continue next year with our lemon themed rules. Potentially we could throw out a teaser, potentially a rule Lemageddon next year.
Oh my!
Heard it here first.
This is the first I've heard of this as well.
Yeah, it's the first edit's heard of it. So yeah, stay tuned for Lemageddon next
Jesus
year.
Christ! There's already Lemon Cup 2026 news dropping before this one's even happened. Love it. Okay,
and we've got.
I've just seen.
You have seen. I was clearly wrong. AOL confirmed good. Sam, head TO said it does include. Oh no, this is why we shouldn't do live.
Well, no, we said the spear supports get +1 to wound.
Yeah, this is why we shouldn't do live
Yeah.
commentary on things.
But it does, though.
Sending his message.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
that's
they do
OP.
get +1 to wound, but it
Yes.
doesn't count as being. I was right in my initial take that
Oh, I
it
see.
doesn't count.
Yes,
Or,
sure.
Like if you have one model fighting one guy in a spear support,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
but the spear supports do get the +1 to wound.
Yes. So, okay. Well, with that Lemageddon news out the way, I think we are just about ready to close things out. So, thank you very much, everyone, for watching
Yeah, they
another
don't
episode of the Gollum's Gamers podcast.
Yippee!